of being related to and being connected to David. And so when
Hmm.
you call somebody by that name, it was demonstrating your relationship, your knowing, like we know each other
Hmm.
because we are both, you know, son. You are the son of David. We are of that same
Hmm.
shared, um, same shared, you know, royal lineage or something.
Yes. And remember, we looked at 2 Samuel chapter 7, from which the whole son of David terminology comes from, or the whole idea where God promised David that when you're dead, I'm going to raise up a son. He's going to build my kingdom, and I'm going to build him a house, and he's going to reign in it forever. So, and again, these terms every Jew would have understood, whether far and wide, whether you were from Judah or Jerusalem, you kind of knew the phrase. And there's something else I want you to see about the phrase of why they were using it. Because everyone's been looking for this son. Everyone. There were permutations of people who people thought was this son, but they were not. As a matter of fact, remember that in Matthew, Neil, if you want to grab the text, you can. Jesus says, beware of many false Christs who are going to come uh, after him, um, deceiving many. So I want you to see something about this term, and then we'll move on to the son of David. In Matthew 9:27, it says, as Jesus went on from there, two blind men followed him, screaming loudly, have mercy and compassion on us, son of David. There's a couple things that's interesting there that we just need to know. Um, you assume, well, you just have to think, how did these blind men know that Jesus was passing by? That would be my first statement. My second statement would be, how did they know to call him by that name?
Mike, um, in my um, belief of historical understanding, I'm gonna put it that way.
Okay.
Um, the Jews were very cognizant of their scriptures, of their stories, um, mentioning and so they were looking out for their Messiah. And so when Christ, I believe that when Christ came doing the things he did, that they associated that with what history said was going to come. Though they were still looking for a king-like figure, a warrior type figure, um, they could not deny some of the things that he was doing that was aligned with, well, we know everything he did was aligned with ancient texts, but they could not deny. So they associate him as a messianic um, um, deliverer. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but they used the moniker, they didn't use the moniker Messiah. They used their moniker was Son of David, which meant Messiah.
So I'll get to that in just a second. The bottom part is very important. And I would agree with most of what was said and only add They had read, knew the scriptures, but they were tremendously ignorant. Remember, Matthew chapter 2, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, them people had to search out the scriptures because they did not know. When
But
those wise men
at
came
that time, he
saying,
wasn't doing miracles, though.
yeah, but I'm not contending about when he started doing miracles. I'm only contending with the part of they were familiar with the scriptures about the Messiah. So, and here's the thing, not everyone called him Son of David. This is what I'm trying to get to. The examples that are used in scripture, when people call him Son of David, in my view, signify that they understood something. Watch this. Why Jesus never told anybody to call him Son of David? He clearly knows. Go ahead, Neil.
Could it be that they were expecting the Messiah to be of the line of David?
I 100% agree. But again, the question is, if everyone was expecting it, why do we only get examples of people doing it? That our examples, it's not like everybody was, well, let me just go back to it. Matthew 16. Who do men say? Do I need to go further?
That I, the
Who
Son
do
of
men
Man,
say that I, listen to Jesus, the Son of Man am? His disciples. Some say you are Elias. Some people say you are Elijah, John the Baptist, or one of the prophets. They were not all together on what to call Jesus. That is clear. That's why I was pushing back a little bit. Because even though they knew the scripture, it is clear from Matthew 16, after he's done several miracles, that even then, the vast majority of Jewish people were uncertain about who he was. Neil or Melanie, one of y'all can find, Melanie, if you can find, it's in Hebrews. The scripture is, because nothing spoke about something, a priest coming out, I forget what it says. I think it's the tribe of Benjamin, or wherever Jesus came out of, there was no scripture that spoke about it. That's why they didn't know. Let me just type that in real quick. See who gets it.
Hey, Mike, you had asked about a biblical example of a Gentile calling Jesus Son of David.
Yes.
The Syro-Phoenician woman in Matthew chapter 15. When you mentioned 16, that's what reminded me of this.
Go over there.
Say again.
Go over there.
Yes, I'm there. Matthew chapter 15, beginning at verse number 21. NASB says it this way. Jesus went away from there and withdrew to a district of Tyre and Sidon, and a Canaanite woman from that region came out to begin to cry out, saying, "Have mercy on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is cruelly demon possessed."